I'm Natalie, 32 years, and if you'd asked me 3 years ago, I would have told you I had the perfect life. Now? Well, now I'm sitting here wondering how I became this person, the one people whisper about, the one who somehow managed to mess up something that was, as all my friends would say, every girl's dream life. See, I married Ethan, a guy that literally every single person in my life swore was the dream husband. Smart, financially stable, dependable. The kind of man who puts your interests first, sometimes even before his, gets you presents on every birthday and makes you dinner every weekend. Meanwhile, every night I'm in bed doom scrolling through social media, watching my ex Jordan live the life I had imagined for us with his beautiful wife. And the worst part? I've done everything I was told would make me happy. And yet, here we are. My mom still reminds me constantly that Ethan is a catch. You're lucky he adores you, she'll say, as if I need a reminder. Like I'm the one who won a grand prize, conveniently forgetting to mention the checks I write her every once in a while, mostly from Ethan's money. And yeah, he's great on paper. Engineer, steady job, never forgets an anniversary. The type to wake up early just to bring me coffee in bed. My friends keep saying I hit the jackpot, but nobody talks about what it's like when you marry the safe choice, the guy who is almost perfect but not quite, the one who does everything right, yet still something feels missing. Maybe it's because before Ethan, there was Jordan. We had spent 4 years together, and even though he made mistakes, big ones like getting his ex pregnant, let's not go there, he had always made me feel alive. There was something there. That spark, that rush. With Ethan, everything is predictable, comfortable, secure. And apparently that's supposed to be enough. But tell me, what do you do when you realize you've spent years trying to convince yourself you're happy, but deep down you feel numb? Last week, my best friend Danielle showed me Jordan's LinkedIn profile. He just got promoted. He's taking exotic vacations with his perfect wife and their adorable kid. Meanwhile, Ethan is gushing about some project at work that I can't bring myself to care about. I smile, nod, pretend I'm listening, but all I can think is, this is not the life I was meant to have. Ethan tries very hard. Yesterday, he surprised me with breakfast in bed, avocado toast, my favorite coffee, even a little flower from our garden. 3 years ago, that would have made my heart melt. Now it just makes me feel trapped. You'll learn to love him, my mom said at my bachelorette party. Like love's some kind of skill you can pick up, like it's yoga. I laughed at the time, but now I wonder if she knew all along that I was settling. The breaking point? It happened at a party last Saturday. Danielle's housewarming. She just bought this incredible, the kind Ethan keeps suggesting we should buy, as if new walls and a fancier kitchen will magically fix the fact that he is just so boring. That night, I was already in a mood. You see, I couldn't help myself from snooping through Jordan's Instagram, and he had just posted some pictures from a luxury resort, the same one we always dreamed about visiting together. I had been sloppy, warmed leftovers for lunch instead of making a fresh meal, and had started drinking before we even left the house. By the time we got there, I was tipsy. Ethan gave me that cautious look, the one that says, maybe slow down. But I didn't. And then, the moment that did me in, hours into the party, Danielle made some offhand comment about Ethan being husband goals because he had helped set up the table and bring out desserts, and something in me snapped. Husband goals? I laughed way too loud. You want a guy without testosterone who likes doing womanly duties like cleaning the kitchen and can't satisfy you in bed? The room got quieter, but I couldn't stop the wine. It all came pouring out. You know what's not husband goals? A guy with a small dick who cannot even hit your G-spot, who apologizes for everything. A guy who doesn't know how to live a little, how to have fun. Husband goals? My God, just shoot me in the head. I should have stopped, but I kept going. I started ranting about how Jordan was exciting and spontaneous while Ethan was just boring. The backup plan. Everyone was staring at me. Ethan was standing right there in the kitchen doorway. His face had turned from confusion to embarrassment to rage. Okay, even in my drunkenness, I knew I had crossed a line there. And for the first time ever, he didn't try to brush it off, didn't try to make excuses for me. He just set his drink down and walked out. No big scene, no dramatic exit, just left. Shortly after that, Danielle got me an Uber home. I must have been completely wasted because I crashed on the couch. When I woke up the next morning, Ethan was not home. He had left without waking me up. It's been a week since then, and guess what? Danielle won't return my texts. She even had the guts to tell me to watch my alcohol the next time I'm in her house. Geez, talk about an alcohol police. I guess news about emasculating your husband at a party travels real fast because my mom called just to tell me she was disappointed in me. Even my coworkers are suddenly giving me weird looks at the office. Or am I imagining stuff? And Ethan, he's avoiding me. He comes home late, barely speaks. We are strangers in our own home. 2 days ago, I tried starting a fight about how he leaves the bathroom messy every time after a shower. He simply cleaned up after himself and left. No argument, no response, nothing. Sometime this week, he suggested that we should do some exercise, write about all the things we love and all the things we despise about each other in an attempt to communicate better about our issues. I laughed it off and told him some sheet of paper will not fix the fact that he cannot loosen up, live a little. He spent the night on the couch and was gone by the time I woke up in the morning. He is giving me silent treatment, and maybe that's what pushed me over the edge. In my boredom at work, I did something stupid. I texted Jordan. "Do you ever think about us?" His wife answered. "Please stop bothering my husband." Ouch, what a bitch. That should have been enough. But instead, I spent the rest of the day scrolling through old pictures, trying to relive moments with Jordan. Ethan came down to the kitchen the other day where I was making dinner and asked, "Did you ever actually love me?" I couldn't answer him. The silence said everything. He went upstairs and packed a bag without saying much, just that he needed space, that he wasn't sure we could fix this. And suddenly, I panicked. Suddenly, I wanted to fight for something I had spent years convincing myself I didn't even want. But I couldn't stop him. He left. He's been staying with his parents. It's been months since we talked. No calls, no texts. I tried doing little check-ins like, "Hey, hope you're doing okay," but he left me on read. Ethan, the guy who used to apologize if I bumped into him, is now ignoring me like I don't exist. And maybe in his mind, I don't. I saw him yesterday on Instagram, and he was smiling, relaxed, with a woman who wasn't me. They are on a vacation in Bali. I guess he finally hid my advice on living a little. I felt a stinging pang of jealousy. That picture hit harder than any fight we ever had. Ethan had always been the safe choice, the backup plan, the guy I thought would always be there no matter what I did. But now, he isn't just gone. He's moved on. To be honest, I didn't know he had it in him. I've tried dating again, but every guy I meet is either too old or just strange in some way. One guy spent the entire dinner asking if we could leave and go someplace else. Turns out, his girlfriend was waiting for him in the car. He had lied to her, saying he was just running a quick errand to sneak away for our date. Eventually, she found him, causing a huge scene, and I had to slip out amidst the chaos. Then there was Paul. Just when I thought I had found something real, it turned out I was being played. He wined me, dined me, made me feel wanted again, only for me to wake up one morning to find he had blocked me on everything. No explanation. Just poof, gone. Like I had never existed. Last week, I got the papers. Ethan has officially filed for divorce. No drama, no last-minute pleas to work things out, just a clean final break. And the bitter pill is quite painful to swallow. I lost him for good. Now here I am, 32, alone. The guy I thought was my safety net has moved on. The one I compared him to, he's living his dream life without me. And I'm stuck, swiping through dating apps at 2 a.m., searching for something I already had but was too blind to see. If you liked this story, subscribe for more.